Hello, welcome back to MANCINIMA. Hope you're all doing well. I hope the Christmas shopping hasn't been stressing you out too much. If it has, maybe I've got just the movie for you. But before we get there, if you could do the usual for me please. If you could like this video, that'd be great. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be even better. If you can hit the notification bell, you'll know when I've done some new videos. Okay, let's move on. So what's the movie I've got for you? The movie I've got for you is Violent Night, starring David Harbour, who you may remember as Jim Hopper from Stranger Things, or maybe the Red Guardian from the Black Widow movie. When we find David Harbour at the beginning of this film, he's playing Santa Claus, the real Santa Claus. He's sat in a bar, he's a little bit depressed, he's fed up with his job, he doesn't want to do it anymore, he doesn't want to race around the world delivering presents. And yeah, that kind of sets the tone for the movie. And as he flies off the roof at the bar, he looks over the edge of his sleigh and he vomits all over the barmaid who was looking up at him. And that really set the tone for what I thought this movie was going to be about. I thought it was a great, funny beginning to the movie. Unfortunately, the movie kind of takes a bit of a downturn when we meet the obnoxiously wealthy Lightstone family. And they're led by their matriarch, who is played by the virtually unrecognisable Beverly D'Angelo, who you may remember from the Chevy Chase Vacation movies. So the family are a pretty unlikable bunch all around, really. They're all kind of backstabbing, trying to get their mother's attention, trying to get some of her wealth, so they're really kind of unlikable characters. The only one who's kind of likeable is the little girl, and she's called Trudy, and she's played by Leah Brady, and she really does give a very good performance in this movie. So it's her and Santa that we're kind of rooting for throughout Violent Night. Things are interrupted when John Leguizamo turns up with his bunch of goons, and what they want to do is they want to invade the house, raid the house, and take all of the money away from the family. So it's a little bit like a Die Hard situation with Hans Gruber, although John Leguizamo is no Hans Gruber, let me tell you that. So they break into the house and they've got to contend with not only Santa but Trudy. Now, the film steals from various other Christmas movies that you've seen over the years. Some of these are debatable whether they are Christmas movies. There's a great debate about the first one. So first of all, you've got the, like I say, there's a heist going on. They're trying to take the money out of the house, so that kind of gives you echoes of Die Hard. Of course, all the villains against Santa, as opposed to against John McClane. And there are echoes of Home Alone. There's actually a Home Alone sequence in the little girl actually references the movie, where she sets up some booby traps to catch some of the people who are raiding the house. So that's a very, very Home Alone sequence you've got going on there. And you've also got a bit of Silent Night, Deadly Night, if you know that movie. It's a bit of a cult horror movie. But Santa decides to punish those who are on his naughty list, which is basically the theme of Silent Night, Deadly Night. So, yeah, there's echoes of other Christmassy movies, darker Christmassy movies within this movie. So the kills are indeed violent, as the title suggests. Unfortunately, a lot of them take place in dimly lit scenes. So there's a scene where they're downstairs. I think they might be in a basement or something. I kind of lost interest in certain places. But they're downstairs in this kind of bluish, darkish lit basement. And there's a couple of the kills that are going on, but you really can't see. I mean, you can just about make out some kind of a decapitation, because they kind of linger on there a little bit. But some of the other shots, you really can't make out what's going on, and that's a real shame. Especially in this movie, it kind of sets out with a cartoonish kind of violence. And I think if you're going to go give that kind of cartoonish type violence theme, then why not just show what's going on? The audience will accept it. I can't think why they'd choose to use that kind of dark blue kind of wash over everything where you really can't see what's going on, so I thought that was a little bit disappointing. Another thing that was disappointing was the fight scenes. There's fight scenes between the goons and Santa, and they all happen so very fast. It's kind of like, fight this person, flash, move over to that person, flash, and the camera's whipping from place to place. And you really don't get to see what's going on, and I think that's a great shame. I get bored of stuff like that. I get bored of when you're doing flash, 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 fight, fight. It works in something like John Wick, but it doesn't really work within the context of this movie. So that was disappointing as well. Still, despite all these flaws, I do think that Violent Night will go on to become something of a cult Christmas classic, and I'm sure you'll be seeing it turning up on people's lists along with the likes of, say, Die Hard and Lethal Weapon and things like that, some of the darker Christmas movies in years to come. Violent Night is in your local cinemas now. Please check your local listings and find out the time that suits you. Keeping with the theme of darker Christmas movies, or darker themed Christmas movies, out this week in cinemas is the 30-year-old Batman Returns, Tim Burton's obviously classic Batman movie. Now, Batman Returns, when I remember it, it actually opened in the summer of 1992, so why is it opening now in December? Well, over the years it's actually become regarded as a Christmas film. Now, obviously, if you've seen Batman Returns, you'll know it's a very winter-filled movie. You've got the Snow Princess, you've got the snowy scenes, Gotham City in the snow and the ice, and it has got very much of a Christmas tint about the whole thing. So yeah, it's been regarded as a Christmas movie, which is why they're opening it now during the Christmas season. Obviously it stars Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne stroke Batman, you've got Michelle Pfeiffer as Selina Kyle / Catwoman, and Danny DeVito as the Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot. Very good film, probably better than the first movie in my opinion. Directed, as I said before, by Tim Burton. Batman Returns is in local cinemas as of this week. Please check your own listings. It's showing on various days at various different cinemas, so please check your local listings to see when it's showing for you. Finally, we end on probably one of the darkest Christmas movies, and that is Black Christmas. Now, I'm not talking about the 2006 remake, nor the 2019 remake. I'm talking about the 1974 Bob Clark original. Now, this movie is said to have influenced John Carpenter's Halloween, and you can see that very much with the way the camera moves around the house, kind of stalking and watching the people within the sorority house. The story is a group of sorority sisters are locked down over Christmas. Some of them are going home for the Christmas holidays, but a bunch of them decide to stay in the house. And while they stay in the house, they start receiving strange and menacing phone calls from this character. And he's actually a lot closer than they think he is. So Black Christmas is a very tense, very terrifying, very scary, and it still holds up after all these years. I don't know why it's being re-released now. It hasn't quite hit its 50th anniversary. That's still a couple of years off. But yeah, I mean, this is a very rare opportunity to see this classic horror movie at the cinemas. So Black Christmas will be at the cinema as of the week. With I think we're seeing it on the 14th of December. So somewhere within that week, you'd have to check your own local listings to see when it's showing. But I do recommend, if you get the opportunity, to go and see this limited run of Bob Clark's 1974 Black Christmas. Very good horror movie. Right, that brings us to the end of our Dark Christmas episode. If you've enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up, it really does help the channel. Please subscribe to our channel. There's a lot more videos on this channel about various different films, Christmas films, other movies, other reviews that we've done throughout the year. And please give it hit the notification bell so you'll know when we've done another one. And of course, please come and talk to me in the comments. I'd love to talk to you guys about movies. I've had some great conversations with some of you guys recently, so please come along, send us some more comments, and I'll get back to you and have a chat with you about movies. I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be busy. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting a video out for you, which is Christmas movies that I recommend. Not the traditional Christmas movies, but something more in line with the ones we've been talking about here. So keep an eye out for that video. That will be going up next week. Thank you very much for tuning in again, and I will see you all again soon. Take care.